Welcome back, FGC. Hope everybody having a good day. This is my second video in my improvement series where I go over advanced tactics and go in detail so you can improve your gameplay with your character of choice, of course. Now, I will be putting on my educational videos in one playlist titled The Improvement Series. Without further ado, it's time to crack open those books. So today we're going to be discussing meaties and how to perform it in a match. Now, first off, what is meaties? And just a little quick side note, I wouldn't have named it. The terminology for meaties is just like who named that? But meaties are timing an attack so it hits late as possible on a player that is waking up. Now, the target move is 6H. This is the move I'm going to be covering in today's video to explain to you what meaties are. Now, Axle 6H has a starter frame of 27. Now, these are like the actual frames leading up to the attack portion, which we call active frames. And Axle 6H has an active frame of 9. Now, this is like the duration of the attack. This is the time period in which the move can actually attack the opposing player. Now, this is the most important stat when it comes to meaties, but I'm going to touch on that later. Next, we got the recovery frames. Axle 6H has a recovery frame of 13. This is the third phase of your move. This is the downtime and the attack, as I like to prefer to it as lag, because I have Smash Bro roots and that was the lingo we used growing up. Now, 13 frames sounds bad, but it's not, because generally attacks have a greater block stun than recovery frames. And lastly, we have -3 on block. Now, the idea on how meaties came to be was that the on block stat can be manipulated to be more plus by attacking later into the active frames, where the block stun would take effect on the 9th active frame instead of the 1st active frame. And this could be achievable by using 6H in conjunction with the opponent waking up. Due to the player having invincibility frames while the opponent is knocked down, this gives you the ability to line the 9th active frame up of 6H up with the end of the wake up invincibility. Now, people have different opinions on what meaty means, but I think it just means an abundance of active frames, like a lot of thick, a lot of active frames. Now, Soul has a 3-frame startup kick. I believe this is the fastest move in the game besides throws. I'm going to use Soul's 5K after Axle 6H on wake up. Axle has a 6-frame startup 5K. If you perfectly land the 6H on the 9th frame, then you'd be +5. Those +5 frames will cover 5 out of 6 of Axle's 5K. Now, if you land anything lower than the 9th and the 8th active frame, then you either trade or lose to Soul's 5K due to his 5K being 2 times faster than Axle's 5K. So you need to be higher than +3 to beat Soul's 5K. Now, you see how I traded with Soul? This must be because I landed the 6H on the 7th active frame instead of the 8th and 9th active frame. So let's try that again. See how we beat Soul's 5K this time? Because we landed it on the 9th active frame. Now, if you want to find out how plus you would be off your meaties, all you got to do is take the active frames of your attack. If you landed it on the 9th active frame, you don't count that because that's the hit that occurred. You take the 8 other active frames you skipped over and you add it to your on block stat. So that's 8 minus 3 equals 5. So your highest potential is +5. Now, if you want to know how to find the block stun, even though it's really not that important, fuck it. I just put it in here for those who's curious. Damn it! Hold on. Let me crunch some numbers. +3 is 22. How the hell do you find the block stun? Bear with me. So you want to take the active and the recovery frames and you want to add it together, which is 9 + 13, which equals 22. You want to take the on block stat and add it to the equation, which is 22 minus 3, which equals 19. And that's your block stun. Now, if you want to fact check it, you take the original combined active and recovery frames of 22 and minus it by 8. This is the 8 active frames that you're skipping over in your meeting. Now, that's 22 minus 8 equals 14. You take that number and then you take your block stun number and then you do minus 19 19 minus 14 equals 5. And there you go, plus 5. Phew. I'm not lying. I just looked it up. Nobody has figured out a way to find blocks done besides using software or finding it like hitting someone on block and then jumping up. I literally was just talking out the side of my ass. I had no clue how to find the blocks done. I just came up with this equation. I sat here for an hour. But I'm glad we got that. So for this next thing, I want to segue over to Street Fighter because I feel like I could show you something better in that game. Okay, so I switched to Street Fighter 5 because I got the perfect example to show you in this game. Right now, I'm currently using Alex, and I used to play Ryu when I first started. Now, what I like about Street Fighter, unlike Guilty Gear, you can see the frame data. Alex Fort Heavy Punch has 4 active frames, and it's already +4 on block. So if you land this move on the last active frame, that should make you +7, because you're skipping over 3 frames, 3 + 4, yada yada. Okay, so now you know what a meaty is. Let me show you one more core function of a meaty. One way I already showed you, they make you more plus on block, thus giving you the ability to set up frame traps you normally wouldn't. And 2, you'll be able to link normals you normally couldn't link. For instance, Alex Fort Heavy Punch and Standing Heavy Punch don't normally link, but now because you landed his Fort Heavy Punch later into the active frames, you can now link it with the Standing Heavy Punch. And same for Axel. His 6H and 5K can now be comboed. You normally wouldn't be able to do that, but because you landed late into the active frames, you have a huger window to link the combos now. But that's it for today's video, guys. If you made it this far, let me know your questions and thoughts down below, and I'm gonna see y'all, man.